Welcome back to another episode of Icebound. We would absolutely love it if you'd like this video, subscribe to our channel, and check that bell so you never miss an episode. And of course, while you're doing that, I'm going to read some comments from last episode right now. Comment number 1. This has got to be the craziest divorce filing I have ever seen. Very good. Come on, that was funny, guys. It's funny. Nothing, not a single person.
They're paying attention to something else. I don't know what to tell you.
Sure,
You asked them not to.
Oh my god.
I'm
I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. I didn't write the comment.
No, it was a very
You guys literally don't remember what we did last session, do you?
Yeah, no, I think your delivery of the joke was just...
I know how it ended, and I know...
Did somebody get divorced?
It's been 18 years.
What?
They're not paying attention to your story, Derek. I am so sorry.
It's the dragon and the giant.
I am so sorry.
The boss fight.
Poor Derek. Poor Derek.
I know.
The fight because they were married.
I know. This is the other reason why we need to have more than 7 episodes, because more than 7, they start forgetting.
That's more like Yeah, no. That was good. That was good.
Oh, I'm so sorry,
Great
Derek.
comment.
I'm so sorry.
I appreciate you. Thank
Comment
you.
number 2.
Yeah. Let's edit that out. You know what? I'm gonna skip this comment because it's a compliment for Ty Shen. Fuck him.
No. Let's hear it.
Man, the view count on Icebound is criminal. It's by far my favorite campaign. I think this campaign has the best balance between action, comedy, and drama out of any Adventure series.
Wow, thank you. That's massive.
Wow.
And then the last comment, because I'm actually skipping the second comment. Well, at least we tried, and Yornir's accent had me absolutely happy. So as always, make sure you leave a comment below and let us know what you like most about the session. In the meantime, if you'd like to support the stream, we got a few different ways that you can do that. You can become a channel member right here on YouTube. You can check out our merch shop. We got lots of really great stuff over there. You can become a patron over on Patreon. It is the only way to join us for Adventures and Chill. It's worth it, trust me. And lastly, go to neonrpg.com and pre-order your copy of Neon Odyssey today. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's all yours, Derek.
This is where I typically say the words, "We are Legends of Evantris. Lend us your strength and join us." But for this final arc, we're going to dive right in.
Oh. My.
It is the 3rd month of the year, and the world of Evantris persists as it has for eons. In Wuzay, a bustling mercantile city along the rivers of southwest Yulong, the chief administrator finally succumbs to his terrible illness after nearly a year of brutal suffering. His final breath passes between his lips as he clutches his most precious valuables, surrounded only by clerks already calculating their inheritance. A tremendous reward had been promised to anyone who returned with the medicine from Chalk that might revive him. No one returned in time, and he died in despair.
Damn.
Whatever became of those brave or foolish enough to cross the vast Karis Sea between Yulong and Chalk? Many carved their way into the heart of that distant land in search of the fabled remedy that would make them wealthy beyond imagining. Some even reached the vine-choked ruins and confronted the terrors dwelling beneath them. But no one returned. 5 of them, the only survivors of the Moribund expedition, now stand within the frozen city of Argentholm. One is a fabled sea captain and monster slayer. Another, a venerable and stoic medicine man, a pilgrim from the northern realm of Mamut. Another, an ill-fated conman from the moors of Bargast. Another, a tea shop owner charged by his dragon progenitor to wander the world and return bearing its wisdom. And the last, a mute father who has done everything he could to rescue and protect his family. Every other soul who joined that expedition has fallen to the brutalities of Drakkar, one way or another. And the world of Evantris persists as it has for eons. The seas shift and change. They lap softly against distant shores and gather themselves into maelstroms vast enough to swallow entire fleets. In every tide and salt-laden wind, they whisper freedom to any soul courageous enough to surrender themselves to the horizon. In the northern realm of Mamut, kingdoms. In the northern realm of Mamut, kingdoms and scattered communities endure. They defend their hearths and preserve their ancient ways, forging their own legends. None yet comprehend their coming role in the prophetic horizons of fate that threaten their own way of life. Elsewhere, the people of Jade Shell Village live within a gentler ignorance. Each morning they awaken to peace in the valley of the setting sun, sheltered by verdant fields, clear rivers, and mountains painted gold by the sun. The world has never forced them to learn the wisdom carried by hardship, and perhaps without it, they never will. Across the island chain of Bargist, taverns fill with smoke, laughter, and boastful gossip. Dice tumble across scarred tables, cards vanish into sleeves. Silver passes between hands beneath the watchful eyes of thieves and liars and desperate men, each certain that fortune favors them and that consequences belong to someone else. And in Yona, a father and mother brush rich soil from their hands and wipe it against their overalls. Another plentiful harvest of carrots has been gathered. Every so often they look toward the distant tree line and wish safe travels upon their tenacious, bold, and courageous daughter, hoping that they might one day see her again. For you, all of this seems so far away. It is as though those feelings no longer exist. How long has it been since you last touched salt water, Barnabas? How long since you last communed with your circle, Yornir? How long since you last laughed with Mei Li, Taishen? How long, Scrim, since you weren't compelled to look behind your back and into the shadows? Now the words of Secundus resound within your minds. At last, now we can correct this error. The Hexature armament begins to glow. It turns with impossible precision, and before you a portal opens to the plane of logic. The gods have guided you here for one purpose: to return the armament to the realm from which it came and avert catastrophe in Drakkar. Whatever waits for you beyond Drakkar has begun to feel less like a future and more like a fleeting memory as you stare through a portal into another world. Before we get started, I want to take a moment, not to do a full recap, but to ask what presently dominates your mind as you are confronted with the event that has just happened before you. It's been a couple days since you not defeated the Princess of Wrath, but in some ways defeated the Princess of Wrath. There are many ways to interpret that word, defeat. And she is now Sigdis. A powerful white dragon, a dragon of ice, a ruler still of Drakkar, who persists thanks to your mercy. And the tribes seem to remain united under her leadership, in part due to your efforts, but also your choice to let her live. The last few days you've met with allies, you've talked to friends, you've gathered yourself, you've rested, but you know that you have a great task that has been thrust by fate onto your shoulders. And in pursuing that task and finally getting back to it and saying it is time now, we have found the armament, we have attuned with it, we have the means to open perhaps a portal. You found the head of Secundus and it responded to the energies, those infinite energies within that artifact, and opened this portal abruptly as he came to life, just ahead, no larger than a bullseye lantern that you might carry in dark of night. So presently, without going through everything that happened in Argentholm and all of the things that you've confronted, the horrors since you've arrived in Drakkar, what questions or thoughts do you want to address before we start the session proper?
Out of character, you mean?
Yeah. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Make sure your character sheet's good, shake the rust off. I'm asking to just sort of have a check-in. Because I want to make sure that you feel equipped, since it's not just been a month since our last session, but it's been some time, and I understand that a refresher is a valuable thing.
So there's it has fully. We had the Hexature armament.
That's right.
Secundus's head came alive.
Yes.
And there is a portal now in front of us, but we've not yet. Like, we're not getting sucked into. It's just opened in front of us.
Presently, where you stand is that living space that you are in, that you were gifted by the former Princess of Wrath.
Oh.
You are in your district, where the tribe, formerly known as the Icebound Castaways, now known as the Iceborne, filled with ogres and somewhere the bones of the poet. No, those would have been taken to the Bastion. My apologies. You are there in the sit-down area, the foyer,
living room.
The front door is just to your right. The burning and warm hearth is in one direction, but you can't see that fire anymore because it's obscured by this hexagonal, precise shape that cuts a hole in reality, just like it did when you watched it in the visions that you experienced, and you saw Queenie get taken to some sort of winter court fae realm. You saw it happen when Scrim's blood touched the artifact, and all of a sudden it opened, and all of a sudden you could look through and step in or be flung into some kind of hellish realm. This is exactly that, but all you can see through the portal right now is what looks like a long extension, a bridge of metal, and some shapes in what appears to be some kind of a sky and alien terrain. That is what emerged in front of you as the eyes of Secundus glowed and the Hexature armaments charged and performed its magic to produce this.
I feel like he's said it before, but do we know the name of where he's from?
He has said it before. He's given it a few names. The name that most commonly comes up is the Plane of Logic.
Okay.
In the past few days, obviously we defeated the Princess of Wrath. She's now like on house arrest.
She's on bed rest.
Or bed, you know.
You spent a few times visiting her and even perhaps giving her some medicinal attention. over the last few days, and she has not made many appearances. Most of the tribes have kept to their own, licking their wounds after what was essentially a day of wrath. They attacked each other, they attacked themselves. Everyone was enemy to one another, brothers and sisters. Very, very recognizably, the elder of the Shadowvale Cabal, Elder Nightbloom, was killed by the new elder of that same tribe.
That's right.
You remember that the even though there have been some like gatherings and you've gone individually to meet with many of these chieftains, the ruler, Sigdus, no longer, not no longer, but hasn't been showing up to take that mantle of leadership on just yet, even though everyone recognizes that she is alive and that she is still ruler. You've had to patch over a lot of those sorts of things over the last few years. She stayed largely in the Bastion with her huge, thousands worth of contingent of kobolds and the winged kobolds known as the Ivory Clutch, the magic users.
And so and in terms of like the political state with the various leaders, right? Like did we remind me if we decided to be like, oh, we'll bring her before them, or we were like, hey, look, she still needs to be a leader, but like she's chill now. You know what I mean? Like what was that?
Is she going in front of like a trial? Or,
right.
Yeah.
There was no trial. There was a simple justification.
Right.
Do you remember that wrath that filled you? She felt that wrath every day.
Right.
And so, yes, there were evils that were done that she did and mistakes that were made. But we learned and destroyed the curse of Koskachi that bore down upon her. And what we have now is a powerful leader ready to take up the mantle and take Drakkar into a new age. But we're coming to you chief to chief, not as rulers, but hey, this is the situation. And it was said in, I think, only a few moments. We sort of like, we're fast forwarding sort of like, what do you do towards the end of last session. But I would say that, without role-playing it, that you were effective in your arguments, or at least you were heard. Even the Dwarven tribe, who lives deep below the city of Argentholm, nodded and wrote in their books. Whether or not it was the joys or the grievances book, you have no way of to be sure. But you were at least able to communicate that message.
Got it. Perfect. I think anybody else?
So the one question that I have is that did we want to, the reason why we spared the Princess of Wrath, besides all of the moral questions and quandering, was it basically because we needed her to lead a war against the Metal Men? Is that the idea, basically? What we're hoping for?
There was this terrible tension between the decision to destroy the evil right in front of you and the long-term damage that might do. There's too many. It's like a keystone of an arc. There are too many who rely on her. And as desperate as the situation that Argentholm and its peoples now find themselves in, thanks to the subjugation that the Princess of Wrath put them through, there is perhaps a chance for unity. And part of their decision did go into this is the only person who can hold these people here. And if they are together, they perhaps stand a chance against the armies of this Metal Man, against the plane of logic. You remember Ketra Steen describing them as powerful enough to destroy civilization of Sophiliths, all of the Elder Brains and those terrible Mind Flayers. If they have the power to crush them with without a gesture, what would they bring to Drakkar if they felt that Drakkar was the enemy? And part of your mercy was influenced by that moving part.
Got it. I think that's all I had.
You guys asked incredible questions. I have nothing left to ask.
Thanks, Grim.
Wow.
I'm just along for the ride here.
You all are standing in, for lack of a better word, home. The portal remains open before you. A perfect hexagonal aperture turning slowly in the frozen air. Each edge adjusts by fractions too small for mortal eyes to measure, correcting itself to impossible precision. Secundus's severed head glows with the same pale light as the armament. And what happens next is up to you.
Who's holding his head?
Good
Taishan.
question.
Taishan.
Taishan,
but you have the armament.
Yeah, he's been holding on to that.
the armament, I will say, was sat on the table between the seating arrangement in this living space. The hearth on one side and the table where you once played Parcheesi on the other. It continues to turn inexorably in its impossible way. And you, Taishan, were about to strike the helm before it came to life. You brought it over to the hexature to try to, you remember that its energies might maybe perhaps sort of wake the device up, or perhaps it was like the blood of Scrim. You needed to shed the life of this thing across the surface of the armament in order for it to activate and open up a portal. And before you were even able to do that, that's when you heard the voice of Secundus.
And sorry, what was the last thing he said?
I will tell you.
At last! Now we can correct this error.
Oh. Secundus. What do you mean, correct this error? What error?
The error of this artifact being here, and not just that, but the error of this world.
The error of this world?
Oh, the only error that I see here is you coming to it. None of this world.
It was not an error that brought me here. I came here in search of the Hexature armament. I could have chosen more than a dozen other planes, many dimensions of reality, all of the continents of Evantris. And in all of my calculations, I looked down at the world and I chose Drakkar. And was I not correct?
Where does this lead then? Did you open this portal? Is this to take the Hexature armament home?
This is the path forward. This will lead us to victory. It is a portal. A portal to the future. To a world where we can make this right. Now that the Hexature armament is within my grasp, we can return it, and we can correct this error.
This error you perceive. What makes it so?
This artifact was stolen from us. It has damaged the plane of logic. An entire world such as this, a realm nearly destroyed because of its absence. The villain, I captured him once, deserves justice. That is one of the many errors that required correction.
Alright, yeah, look, this is all well and good, but, you know, well, we've been warned over and over and over again about the danger of this guy and his peoples. They're gonna come here and wipe everything out, and we're just gonna waltz right through that portal, give him exactly what he wants? I mean, what are we prepared for? We're prepared to walk in there and face legions of whatever this guy is, and we expect to just be unscathed, unharmed? It sounds like we're just giving him exactly what he wants.
It says
He says that his home, his plane, has been decimated by the severance of the armament from it. Is it possible the threat has been overestimated?
Sounds like a win-win to me.
Maybe Secundus represents their full might. Why would they not have sent more by now? Surely he has failed long enough to restore the armament.
I will succeed. I will bring the Hexature armament.
He's a head the size of a lantern on in your hands, and he can
Yeah,
only
like
he can only like look around as you are you can see this tremendous amount of emotion on his face as he looks frustrated with your comments, afraid, and then embarrassed, and then determined, and then full of vengeance.
Does he have like a plume on the top of his head?
I
I
would-
guess he's not helmed. He's like a.
Yeah.
I always imagine him helmed, but he's not like really helmed. It's just his head, right?
Yeah, I mean, the easiest way to articulate it for me, because I'm such a 40K fan, is that like imagine holding the head of a Necron, like, you know what I mean, like it's just a big chrome bitch, like.
Yeah, he's the head of a Necron.
Yeah, all right. Let me
Idiot,
Google.
you don't know what
Yeah,
He's Googling it right now.
No, I'm not. No, I'm
Fucking
not.
guy.
No, I'm Googling something totally unrelated. Head of,
But it is like holding a heavy toaster, like it is like heavy, holding a machine, you've never experienced any metal like this in all of your experience with weapons and blades and all of the metallurgy that might exist across the Vantras. This is a being made, a construct made of this material, and so what you're holding is heavy and smooth, and even though its face can move almost organically, it has an uncanny feeling of metallic reflectiveness on its surface. There's no like tuft or hair at the top of its head. It is I could pull up the full description that I did when you first met him, but like it's sort of cylinder-esque. There's a grill where the mouth would be, even though it can move up and down. Perhaps another good anachronism might be the head of the Iron Giant, if you remember that.
I unhinged his jaw and I put it in a cake.
Stop that! Stop that! I do not care for it.
Is he cold to
This
the
is quite
touch?
nice.
Would he be like cold to the touch, like normal metal, or is it like warm bio metal?
do I leave fingerprints on him?
He would know. Not that I would know.
All good questions, and I think that no, this is great. There is a warmth. There is a spark of life in this head. You remember that part of the decision to try to crush this head that you made in the last session 18 years ago was that you wanted to destroy the head in order to try to get the Hexature armament to open its portal. And because it had not evaporated like his horse had. Remember, he destroyed his steed when you first met him and then consumed that energy in order to revive himself. The head is whole, even though it had been torn from his body. Clearly there'd been some life in there. And so you're familiar with the fact that there's some essence and some resonance. The proximity of the head to the Hexature armament clearly tethered him to some of that infinite energy and is what is animating him now.
You have been here for months, Secundus, and you have failed at every turn to restore the armament. You are now nothing more than a head. You have no body to act out your goal. You are just here with us. Succeed, not without us. And
That
if
is
you-
unfair. I have done everything that I could. This land is confusing and filled with brutality.
Aye, well, the gods never care about how hard you tried. Did you succeed or not?
I do not care what the gods say. Only my god matters. Only my realm matters. Only the world of the plane of logic. And I will complete my mission.
The way that I reckon it, is you wouldn't have gotten this far if it weren't for us.
He's got you there.
If it weren't for us, it would still be in the horde of the dragon that ripped your head from your shoulders.
I admit there would have been a delay, but eventually my essence would have diminished to nothing. I would have died, I would have returned, I would have been restored, and I could have come back with the forces of the plane of logic, and I could have taken the Hexature armament back for myself.
Holy hells, he's trapped? That explains a lot.
If you perish, you return home. I'll look through the portal. Is the portal still open? It's like hang in there.
Whoa.
Yes.
If your life force expires, you go back to this plane.
If I expire, then I am returned home, as any automaton like me.
The Hexature armament that sits before you, though, it awoke you now. It has the power, I am guessing, to suspend your life for some time.
It is the axiomatic current that lives within the device. It is an artifact of unbelievable, incredible, infinite power. And by being close to it, by nearly touching it, I am revived.
This changes everything.
This error that you speak of, if we can resolve it, and the things I have seen, I want to like look over do we see like a landscape, or is it like a opaque portal where like we would have to kind of push through to see it?
Swirling.
Similar to what you experienced with other portals, the same characteristics persist here. When you saw Queenie get pulled into the Feywild, when you saw the portal open and push into some lower hell, you were able to see it like a tear in reality, as though you could be pushed or walk through it or fly through it. And so in this case, you are able to look into the plane of logic. What is obscured is the vastness of that space. It is not like a walking from one hill to the next, or from one incline to the next, or from the interior of a research tower, wizard's room, into a forest covered in glittering crystals. No, this is a long, thin bridge that extends almost to an infinite point on a faraway horizon. You can see that there are these massive, slowly moving shapes that feel geometric in what must be a sky.
Does it kind of feel like the Hexature armament? You know, sort of it's how it floats and spins.
But if you were to get closer and look even closer,
as I'm
through
talking,
that
I'm
arc,
like, I'm not looking at the guy. I'm approaching the portal. I'm kind of looking through and just sort of taking this in.
you get right up to the threshold. And as you look through, you are perceiving mechanisms. And you almost get a flash of deja vu as you look into that sky and you see what your eye saw as you perceived the catastrophe of this world. There is an order to this plane, but there is no order that you're familiar with. It is alien when you look up into the sky and you see what look like giant interlocking cogs. It's almost like if you've ever seen those incredibly sophisticated clocks that live within glass domes. If you were the size of an ant at the base of that clock and you looked up, what would that look like to you?
Jeez.
I only barely comprehend it.
Yeah, this is wild.
Yeah.
If we correct these errors, return the artifact, allow you to carry out justice on the thief, would you have any need to return?
It is clear to me that the threat against my plane goes beyond the theft of the artifact. It goes beyond the In my time here, I have experienced something that is not logical. cannot explain it. And I think that justice must be done. We must correct this error.
And when he speaks, his eyes and the pulsing energy within his sockets and within his grill almost deepen from a light yellow to a more furious fire, like when you toss a log onto a bonfire.
Alright. I gotta level with you guys. I don't like this at all. And you jackass, you're completely at our mercy. You can't do anything without us. So we're gonna be the ones making demands around here. And what's to say we take this guy home and then, he doesn't just come back and destroy everything. I don't like this one bit. We gotta get some deals in place here or something. We need some collateral, some assurances.
We've been preparing with grand apocalyptic war with hordes and tides of metal men. But will your god, your leader, agree with what you're saying? Will he abide you wasting your time and resources in your metal men?
I will show him. I will show him what it is like. I do not know what has changed me. Perhaps he can fix it. I have been here too long. For too long. It has weakened me. I would not have been defeated. I could have gotten the Hexature armament. Survival. Strength. Wisdom. These are things that follow the laws of logic. One thing to the next. And yet here, they are broken. We must correct this error.
Secundus. Perhaps what you need is not to return, but to spend more time here. To find how people, real people, live. I reckon there are folk made of metal on this plane, in this world which I have met. They are illogical. They have feelings they can't explain. They make decisions no one can explain. That's called being alive. That's called being a person. People are full of contradictions. It's what makes us who we are.
I am alive. I am a person. I am not full of contradictions. I swear. I'm not full of contradictions at all. I am a perfect being, like all automatons, and like the ruler of the plane of logic. We are orderly. We know how to do what needs to be done. We are powerful. We will defend this cosmos. We have the magic. We have the resources. And we need the Hexature armament in order to correct this error and all errors.
You say that you're not full of contradictions, that you're a perfect being, and yet you have failed. You have fallen in battle to the dragon, the princess of wrath. You sit here in front of us, simply ahead. You say that you have the power to conquer this world, but you can't step through the portal. 10 feet away and you can't return home.
That is different.
Us.
That is different. I have been corrupted.
And is that not a contradiction?
It isn't. One thing leading to the next. I was here. I was perfect. I made my calculations exactly. The fact that I was able to target this location of the Hexature armament after its loss with such precision is evidence of that.
Do your people believe that you can fail your mission? Or do they think that there is no chance you won't succeed?
Eventually, I am sure that there will be others. But we can correct this. We do not need to wait I have seen Drakkar. I have seen you, each of you, not once. Perhaps we can come to some form of agreement. We can deliver the artifact. We can close the portal. We can go our separate ways.
Well, at least we try to get somewhere. I mean, that's what I want to hear.
And you,
I want to hear a complete severance. I don't want to see this guy ever again. I want this thing out of our presence. I want these people gone, and I want Evantra safe. Is that unreasonable?
Oh, that's why we were icebound. Was it not, Mr. Yornir?
yes. These planes beyond I know little of. But the visions I have seen, I have been granted, is a natural order destroyed, made logical. This plane is not yours. It is no one's. It just is. And it is not for you to bring order to it. And so if you return your plane as it was, would you vow, would your god, your leader, vow to remain there and never come here?
I will not bind my leader Primus to such a simple agreement, so broad and poorly spoken. I refuse to make that vow, for we are the true arbiters of justice and judgment and logic in this cosmos. You are creatures of emotion. You do not know what it means to have the mantle of responsibility shoved on your shoulders as we automatons do. You scurry around feeling anger and jealousy, and you think that you have wisdom. No. I will not speak on behalf of my leader. I have only one mission, and it is to bring the armament. I understand that you may want to keep it for its great power, but do not covet the artifact. You know not what you wield.
Okay, I know we're having a lot of sidebars here, and I'm kind of pretending like he's not there, but I'm getting sick of hearing this guy's voice. Can he even lie to us? He's a being of pure logic. What does that mean?
I don't think he can.
Does that mean we can trust what he's saying? I don't think he can either. I mean, that's what I'm thinking here. That's why I brought it up. But, like, you know, what do
There's
you
one
think?
thing we know for sure now, and if it's that, we have to get an assurance that they won't send their forces and destroy or correct Drakkar.
Yeah.
Our home. There's only one person we can get that from. His leader, the one he calls the Primus.
Okay. Well, you know,
Primus.
as much as I don't want to just, like, up and leave, if we have a chance to end this right now, why not?
I think we'd be foolish to walk through the portal with the armament in hand. But I don't know if without it could we open it to return.
I know we need Ketrastine. The one thing that Secundus here is right about is that there must be justice for Ket. And Ket himself even offered it. He offered his own head. Right? He offered his own head, sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
He wanted to make it right, right?
Well, in a private conversation with Yornir, and I'd say it's safe to assume over the course of the last few days that Yornir would have shared this information with you. The last few days that Yornir would have shared this information with you. But Ket, he's not doing so good. He's had a hard time.
Yeah.
He wanted to turn the attention of the automatons of the plane of logic to defend his people, to protect the Gith against the terrible threats of the Astral Sea, in particular Illithid and their like. And that's why he stole, and his son stole the Hexager armament. They landed in Drakkar on a Nautiloid ship, endeavoring to do just that. But in the process, he lost his son. He was captive for many years. You eventually rescued him, only for him to be captured again by Secundus. And then, because of his connection to this powerful artifact, tortured by the Princess of Wrath. He's a broken man, having lost so much and been disconnected from his purpose as a warrior. And yet, in spite of all of that, he believes that his next thing that he must do is not to go home, perhaps use the Hexature armament to open a portal up to the Astral Sea and perhaps try to return to his people, but to try to guide that artifact home to correct his own error. And he expressed that to Yornir just a few days ago.
You're right, Barnabas. We stand a better chance of striking a deal with the Primus. We can bring Ket and the armament, or...
A sign of good faith.
Exactly.
Okay, easy.
Will we be able to get counsel or audience with your Primus? Do you have a system of parlay? If we were to make a deal with him to save your world.
There's a moment of hesitation.
I am his conduit. Just like the other Secundus like me, I am his left hand, and he is the right. You can negotiate with me.
Did he create you?
That is not an easy question to answer.
Does he
It
know?
is the way that it has always been. 2 Secundi, 1 Primus, and a legion of automatons, all following orders, all in perfect harmony. It is the way that it has been since before mortal worlds blinked.
This guy's not normal. This is wild.
There are 2 of you?
There are.
Does the second
Oh, you're the second of the second.
share your thoughts, your feelings, see through your eyes?
I have not spoken with the other since being tasked to find the Hexature armament. He came to his own conclusions, found his way to another realm. I am sure he is also seeking the Hexature armament with as much ambition. However, I have found it. I was successful. I calculated correctly. Had it not been for the alien strangeness of this place, I would already have it in my grasp and be presenting it to Primus. Give it to us.
I think not. I think you said yourself you're corrupted. You're acting quite illogical and erratic. I don't think Primus would like to see you in this state.
I'm acting perfectly rational. Do not.
Perhaps
I'm
you're
acting totally logical.
finally acting like someone from Avantris, hey? Finally a little bit of good done to you.
It is not going to require an insight check to see all of you see that Secundus X angry, embarrassed, fearful, frustrated. You can see the expressions on his face. The first time you met him, he was cold and rational and solely serving his purpose, yes. But something has transformed him. And that is very evident in your call out. And he fails to answer Barnabas.
I'd like to ask a question and watch to see if I get a specific emotion in his response.
Sure.
How long has it been since you have been home? Walked its paths, smelled the air, And I want to see if I see longing or wistfulness.
Make an insight check.
Get his ass. Make him cry. Uh-oh.
Oh! I mean, he's not like a dragon automaton, is he?
That's fucking unbelievable.
You asked the most bizarre
If it's a dragon,
shit.
no, but if it's a dragon creature type,
If
it's
it's a dragon, I
bonus.
get
It's a
like
fucking
plus
bonus.
20.
It's for the fucking bonus.
That is
check.
unreasonable.
I've never once been able to use it.
Well, it's still
is he
43 to
is he
hit,
a
so.
dragon?
You haven't been able to use it?
I've never once.
Princess
you've
is right
never
there.
once prompted
Princess is
it.
right there.
You've never once prompted a roll on her. Not one time.
That is insane.
Okay, if he's not a dragon automaton, then
What do you know?
It's an 11.
All right.
I'm trying to discern if I'm getting a sense that he longs for home, or he misses home, or he wants to go home.
So you're looking specifically for homesickness, not just any emotion?
Yeah.
I would say that even with a 10, when you start to remind Secundus of home, that his eyes shift in a way that is irrational. That reading what limited information you have, which are the subtle changes to the shape of his face as his impossible metal mask, for lack of a better word, shifts. His jaw clenches, the muscles just behind and in front of the ears clench and then unclench, and his eyebrows furrow just a slight amount, that he is struggling to process the information that you presented him for but a moment. And then he seems to put that all into a drawer, slide it close, and...
If you are asking if I miss my world, no. I only serve my purpose. That is my purpose.
We can take you home. You can see it again, but we will not, without assurances that you will leave our homes untouched. There are people here who we love, and I think somewhere in there, deep down, in the time that you've spent here, you might know what I'm talking about. But we will not take you back. You will never see your home again until we have assurances from you that if we bring Ket and the armament back, if you speak with the voice of the Primus as his right hand, that you will leave our world unharmed.
He processes slowly, chewing on the words that you're talking about. And you can see him getting more and more frustrated. As you watch his face, he can't turn his head. But at the same time, you can watch him furrow and grit his teeth. He doesn't have a jaw even, but like the grate itself seems to almost get into a lock where he is struggling not to lash out with his words or any tools that he has in front of him.
You are a creature of emotion. You would be begging me to be free of this prison, begging me to be free of these emotions. You do not want me to correct this error. You do not want me to come here and show you what true justice looks like. You do not want the logic of my plane, of my people, of the automatons. You do not know what you want, because you are unable to look more than 30 feet in front of you.
Do I also sense the emotion that he's feeling?
I would say
Obvious?
that I gave it to him with an 11, and so like whatever your passive insight is would be pretty clean. I might have even given it to him with an 8. I would say that it's pretty evident that he is...
My passive's 18. My passive insight is 18.
And I will say that there's precedent for this. There's precedent. The first time that you saw him after some transformative event, he was no longer the cold calculating machine that you first met on the ice plains. No. When he came and captured Ket Rostin, he was changing from raid, and he was shifting and going from gear to gear to gear to gear to gear. He was in total panic. And this is the same kind of emotion. It's just fermented, not matured. That's not the right word. Fermented over this period of time and enriched him.
Listen, buddy. I don't like threatening people. Okay, I love threatening people. But you gotta listen up here. Tai-Shen's making some really good points here. You know, if you ever want to see your plane ever again, you gotta cooperate with us a little bit. We could easily take what is left of you, drop you down into a deep, deep, deep part of the ocean, and you'll just be stuck there for eternity.
I would expire, and I would wait it out.
Not if we buried the Hexature armament next to you.
Yeah, and how long? How long? Eons? Thousands and thousands and thousands of years?
You cannot threaten me with these simple challenges. They are nothing. Eventually I would be returned and revived. Eventually I would be able to rectify it.
What's the matter? Does that scare you? Are you afraid of what we might do to you?
A being of logic such as me would not be afraid.
That's a pretty cool roll.
That was a cool roll.
That was a cool.
That's a cool roll.
Oh, not terrible. Got a 13. Not great.
For
Insight, presumably.
Yeah.
Insight? Oh yeah, no.
Everybody's getting in on the is he emotional?
This is one of those like if you've ever seen Ocean's 11 where your eyes go tells whether you're lying, and like his eyes are like going down as he's like talking like I would not be afraid, like he's absolutely like, you know, it's with a 13 you get a sense that he does not want that, even though if you were a truly logical being without any wants or emotion, you would understand that would be a delay. But there's a difference between a delay and torture.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want that.
Okay. Well. I think whether or not he would walk through the portal with us, Ket has dealt with these before. He will understand more of how to bargain or what to expect on the other side. I think now we can't go through the portal before we have him. We should go get Ket first.
It gives us the best chance to parlay with his Primus, and perhaps we can put this old business behind us.
If I have some kind of like fashion or cloth, can I attach his head to like my belt or person, or like is it too big to? I don't want to if we're gonna go get Ket, I don't want to leave him on the table next to the Artemis, next to the giant portal to
That's
his
just
home
way
with
back.
like he's got to come with us.
The awkwardness that Yornir's been dealing with, where he had to create a lattice in order to carry the Hexature armament, because it didn't have any hooks or carabiners or any of this sort of like modern conceits. He had to create a cradle that would also be flexible enough to deal with its constant shifting and turning. With this head, there's damage, and there's a neck, and there's the back of the skull, and some holes and temples and stuff. You'd be able to pretty easily work that in, and it's no different than a medium-sized object, you know.
Like a large lantern.
A lantern is one thing, right? Like a large pineapple, you know, like you're thinking about like attaching something
It's
like
not
that
wildly cumbersome
to
but
your person, then
yeah.
I think that would be extremely reasonable, and it could be fastened. Yes, you could do that.
Unless I see anybody else start to ask him questions or
I would walk up to him, and I would look down, and I will say,
His eyes shift up to yours.
a being ruled by logic and reason, yet you feel fear. You feel rage, like the beasts of the fjord.
I do not. I am a being of pure logic. I am rational.
I will look up to Taishan, ignoring him. We must not bring him with us. And I don't believe we can bring him away from here. As I see, start to kind of maybe, eye moving him. Something about his presence created this, and this may be our only opportunity. If we leave and come back and this does not open, we are lost again.
That's fair.
Then maybe just one of us goes to get Ket.
Okay, that's fine too. Some people can keep an eye on the portal, some people can go find out what's going on with old Ket. No big deal.
Yes, we will bring Ketrostin. And perhaps, without the rage and vengeance that this being feels, you may need to continue the mantle of diplomacy, both of you. And I'll get Taishan and Barnabas.
I volunteer for Ketrostin duty. I think he really likes me.
I agree with that, Mr. Staviscotch.
And I also don't want to be near the portal.
Well, you better hurry. We don't know how long this thing will be open.
And I believe that Ketrostin does not like me, so yes, I agree.
I'm taking Taishan with me. I think he has an idea what Ket is. I've completely forgotten.
Yeah.
Okay, Scrim.
Place
All
him
of you
down on
can
the
go.
ottoman there. I'll keep an eye on him.
Would you stay, Barnabas?
Hey. I'll stay. I'll keep an eye on this one.
Scrim and I should be able to move fast together.
Look at us! Just like all those moons ago when we went to meet the kobolds. Lovely, lovely time. And weirdly, the first time we met this jackass. Ha! It all comes full circle.
A strange parallel to it.
I will contemplate the plane beyond. And I'm gonna walk away back from Ket and just sort of, again... Secundus. And start looking through the portal and just trying to, comprehend this thing that's so beyond everything that I stand for.
It is unnatural, to use a Yornirism.
Absolutely.
And so there's a sense of curiosity, perhaps, because your worldview is grappling with what you've experienced on the plane of Evantris. Even in your visions, even in your wildest dreams, you've only seen glimpses of these sorts of things in fast motion. And now you're able to look at it the way that you might look at a plant that you pull from the ground, or that you're observing in a fjord, where you'll look at the branches and the shape of the leaves and the maturity and those sorts of things. You're trying to unpack it and being like, how does this fit anything? And it's hard. It feels totally unnatural to you. More so than even forged metal.
This is blowing my mind.
This can't be comfortable to look at and think about.
No, it's not. It's not. And I'm almost just for myself stealing and trying to kind of if we're gonna jump in a cold pool, I'm trying to this is me kind of just trying to
Dip your toes in.
ease in. Oh god, I'm gonna get used to it. I'm gonna get used to it.
And the rest of you, I would say all of you know that Ket isn't spending time with the ruler Sigdus. I keep wanting to say the Princess of the Princess of Wrath, but that's not her title anymore. So call me out if I do. Sigdus is in the Biting Bastion, that central fortress in the middle of the city. Ket's not going to stay there. He actually did move to your district, and so he's but a few buildings down the street. As you start to make your way
Is everybody happy with assignments? We good? We're good with this? All right.
Yes.
Don't tell Ket this when we see him, but I think he thinks about us a lot more than we think about him.
You think?
I just get that feeling, yeah.
Oh. I kind of thought he was maybe preoccupied with like the prison and the torture and.
As we're having this
the
conversation,
death
I
of
go to
his
make my way to
family.
the door.
Yeah.
You start to approach the door. Stop! Do not go anywhere.
What? Why? What do you mean? We're getting this thing
You
home.
cannot be trusted. We are here to correct the error. And I need you to understand. We must go now to the plane of logic. There can be no more delay.
And as he speaks, his eyes start to flare. Barnabas, you are watching his grill get brighter and brighter and brighter. He seems to extend himself, and this tether connects to the Hexature armament, and it starts to turn a little bit faster, and a little bit faster, and a little bit faster until it is spinning.
Barnabas is gonna go for it.
Barnabas immediately starts his ceramics lesson.
Hey, what are you doing? No funny business. I'm gonna try to like basically grab him and yank him away.
As you reach in to grab him, the portal expands.
Oh!
Yornir, the threshold pushes into you first, and suddenly beneath you, instead of standing on the cold stone floor of the living quarters, you are standing on a metal bridge. And around you, the portal does not expand and grow, but it unfurls, like taking a piece of origami and refolding it back into its square paper. One wing expands out from each of the hexagonal vertices and in planes until it is attached to the ceiling, the floor, and every object. You watch, all of you, as everything around you becomes precise. It shifts and twists as the seating, all of a sudden, what was perhaps rough made from furs, turns into right angles and shifts into perfectly smooth surfaces. You watch as the hearth, what was a hot and beautiful hearth full of wood in a ramshackle, instead reconfigures itself into a perfect array of logs burning at 100% efficiency, where in all directions there is exactly the right amount of heat production and the right amount of fuel for the job. That shift continues to corrupt and push its way into the room as somehow, through sheer exertion of will, Secundus is able to expand this portal, and the plane of logic consumes you. Suddenly, you stand upon a bridge of pale metal suspended in a sky without weather. Above you, below you, and in every direction, vast mechanisms turn in silence. Rings within rings, gears within gears. It feels as though you are standing within a machine. The earth and the sky has been replaced with interlocking cogs. The dizzying feeling of vertigo rises inside of you as you take in this expanse, unable to differentiate mechanisms that serve simple functions with grand cities far away composed of towers and connections. There is motion everywhere. There is purpose everywhere. There is no wind, no warmth, no scent. And that's where we're going to take a quick break.
Jeez! This is emotional.
Without prompting, the portal expands and shifts into the space of the living quarters. You watch as the objects, the furnishings all around you transform, every window suddenly becoming uniform and perfectly spaced, and then you are almost pulled. Before you can reach the door scrim, before you can follow Taishen, before you can act Barnabas, before you're able to breathe, even take a breath about comprehending this strange new world, you're pulled in, and suddenly you're not there at all. You're standing on a long metal bridge, and you're no longer cold. You're no longer frigid, but you are no longer hot either. You look around, and you seem to be in the middle of... I don't want to say nowhere, but it is hard to use another word because you aren't surrounded by an immediate town or some equivalent community or something along those lines. You are on a thin bridge, suspended in what feels like endless space, but shifting around you is the busy movement of impossible order. A collaboration of small entities that you can see, geometric shapes that cog perfectly in order. And taking a breath, you look all around you and gaze into each other's eyes, and you realize that everyone is here. You are not alone. Your allies, your brothers, this found family are standing here. Takes a moment for you to get adjusted, but the Hexature armament is still sitting there on the surface of the bridge, and just in the back of the bridge, you see a portal back to Drakkar. It seems that you've simply almost been forced, perhaps 15, 20 feet, shoved as it shifted and consumed the room. Secundus, the head that had been so deftly attached to your side, is gone. But you are confronted with the majesty and the awe of this alien and strange new world. And that is where you find yourself in this sudden advance after you hear the words of Secundus. No. Now.
I'll turn. What have you done? And I'm turning around and I'm gonna look and see what happened. And everyone, it's not just me. I'm realizing that's on this side.
The moment you turn around, you see Taishen and Scrim and Barnabas, and you see that in the distance, not 30 feet away from you, there is that same hexagonal portal, and beyond it, the living quarters that you were in. But clearly, by his merit of his connection with the Hexature armament, he's been able to shift you into the space, compelling you to enter the logic plane.
Oh, holy hell. Okay. All right, nobody panic. Look, it's right there. The portal back is right there. And how wide is this bridge? Because I'm like hunkered down because I'm worried I'm going to get blown off the bridge. Like,
there is a terrifying vertigo.
Yeah.
And in a world of pure logic, there are no slips or accidents. And so when you look on either side, there is an endless fall. 4 feet in this direction and 4 feet in the other direction. It is like standing on a monorail track with no rail.
I like flatten myself down.
I would too.
I have this moment of
shit.
Oh shit. But I'm looking around, looking at myself. Okay, all right, don't panic. All right, where'd he go? Where's that jackass? What's he trying to pull here? Where is he?
We have the armament.
I don't see him.
And the armament's there, but it's in... The armament went through the portal.
The armament is no longer on the other side in Drakkar. It is sitting on the surface of the bridge, spinning there, no longer glowing. It is as though you have been given a little nudge.
Does it seem to be reacting like, the heartbeat of this place is now back? Does it seem to be reacting like in a crazy manner, but in a manner beyond what we've seen?
It doesn't glow. There's no tethers that spindle out towards those distant visions that you can see in the sky or the world around you. It doesn't seem to be making any of those connections. It continues to turn one face of precision facing the other, but it doesn't seem to be activating anything or running a current through things. Its mere presence here doesn't seem to be changing anything. And despite the destruction of his plane and the hyperbolic language, perhaps, of Secundus, you don't feel like this is a dead plane at all. Looking around you, all you see are gosh, on the surface of that cog, that could be an entire settlement. There could be a world of automatons there. Is that miles away? Tens? How far away is that? It's almost impossible to tell, but there's no fog here or distance. As long as your eyes are sharp, you can look and see a brilliant tableau of movement as things move in ordered manner, as they shift and interlock. And are those beings, or are they beings simply with a purpose in a perfect world without contradiction?
Do we see, like, looking around, is there anywhere that looks like particularly large or ornate, or where maybe like a seat of power would exist, like where we may find a Primus figure?
Make a perception check.
Good question.
Thank you, Barnabas.
Good question.
We're about to find out. Whoa. What am I doing? Perception, you say?
Sure.
16?
Strong roll in many contexts.
Oh.
But
Oh.
one of my favorite things that anybody's ever said, and I think it's from a movie, and I can't remember what it's from, but nothing matters before you say the word but. The word but is that this is an alien world. And so you have no way of knowing if
how it functions.
You go to the edge, perhaps, as Scrim hunkers down, and perhaps you look down, right? And there are similar gears below you. There are similar gears. Are these?
What? Your magic doesn't work here.
These gears feel as large as mountains to you, and yet they are in all directions. Yet they have their own gravity, perhaps. It is a humbling feeling. And there's no way of knowing what import looks like in a plane like this.
I have to keep asking questions. One last thing. Is that, do we feel that, like, is there anything that's washed over us? Do we feel more logical? Do we feel more rigid in how we feel? This is my meta knowledge about D&D planes, but just from a meta perspective as the GM, does Barnabas feel more rigid and or does it not feel like we've been overwhelmed with like a suppressive logic?
Have we shifted into Final Fantasy VII polygon block form?
That's awesome. You do look at your hands, and you've got the big fucking Popeye arms that Cloud has in the original Final Fantasy VII. No, you don't. Looking down at yourself, you appear to be whole. You have everything that was on your person in the moment that this transformation occurred, and you don't suspect any kind of loss of self. There's no amount of influence of just by merit of being in this plane is making you feel more logical or compelling you or having a compulsion in that way. And to answer the meta question, there are planes where by merit of being there, that does happen. That is not happening here.
Okay.
I'm gonna start looking around for Secundus' head. Where is he? He must not reach out.
I just had it! Oh, he swears! Oh, he just had it!
And I start walking back towards the portal, and if it's consumed the house, like where does the portal lead? What can we see? I'm start walking back.
If you walk back to the portal, it doesn't shift or move. It seems to be in some kind of a locked phase with the Hexature armament, and it's right there on the bridge. You walk up, and there is a perfect hexagonal portal leading right there back into Trakar, and you realize that you are capable of a choice. You could, if you wanted to, hop back into your living quarters, or you could remember what the Triad told you. Return the Hexature armament to the plane of logic. And looking back at the artifact, there doesn't seem to be any recipient, but leaving it here feels wrong.
Do I look through the portal? Do I see his head on a table? Do I see...
The last thing that you saw of his head was Taishen attaching it to his person. Almost like Mimir from God of War. And Taishen, the head of Secundus is gone.
Hey, don't go through there. We need you. Come on. What do you go through? You can't come back. Come on, don't do it. Don't leave us here. Come on.
Why would he send us here and not be here himself? He was adamant that he wanted to return the armament to complete his mission to be successful.
Because it's some kind of trick, and they can lie, and all robots are liars.
He said that if he could return, he would regenerate. He would be cured of whatever was affecting his mind. His body would...
Oh, you don't see him regenerated here?
If he had his full form back, why would he not descend upon us and take the armament for himself?
Yeah, something doesn't add up.
It takes time. I do not know. I do not know the nature of this place, but perhaps we have little time. We must return this before he can parlay with his creator. I'm gonna walk up to the Hexature armament and like try to pick it up and look at it, see if it's different.
You're able to lift it, and you have a sense of attunement. You are still connected to this thing, having spent so many hours meditating and putting your hands on it and trying to unlock its many mysteries. There's a moment where, and this isn't the first time you've thought this over the last few days, touching it, you remember the words of Whisperfang. It has many secrets, and they are not easy to pry free. He had tried his best to leverage its power, and the result was the undead poet. The princess, when she was still the princess, breathed her dragon breath into it, and its power was amplified. You know it is a fractal, a emblematic vision, not vision, but an emblematic artifact that represents this plane. It is of it, and it is it in many ways. It is the axle that turns this cosmos. And so when you lift it up and you try to examine it in this way, is it different? Doesn't appear to be, even with your many years and your experience with the object since you've had it in your possession.
I will pick it up, and I will say, perhaps fate has thrust us on our way. We must not delay. Let us not waste time.
Is all this real, Mr. Yorner?
What do I, like, do I know that the outer planes exist? Like, I know that I don't know shit about them. And my focus is wholly, entirely on the material plane in a D&D parlance.
That's a fantastic question.
We did experience the Feywild, and we've actually experienced. I think I was thrown into
Gehenna.
It goes deeper than that.
Well, I would have a better understanding of the inner planes, which is the Feywild and the Shadow.
Oh,
right. And
yes,
so,
yes.
That I have a connection of like the material plane bleeds through, and there are crossings with the Feywild and the Shadowfell, and like, so the inner planes, I think. It's a step removed, so that feels more natural to me. At least Richie knows we're in one of the outer planes. Right. Richie knows that.
Yeah.
And so the question is, what does Yornir know about...
And I think that I know that, or we know, that the relationship that Evantris as a cosmos has with a cosmic wheel of alignment is more distant than when we started this campaign.
Right.
And so... You are also familiar with the lower planes. People say nine hells and all sorts of phrases in relation to different planes of existence. But a plane of logic doesn't come up as often, especially in the experience of a druid. And so, even though you know that you are almost certainly in another dimension or reality in that same way, like I said, it feels super alien.
What was your question? Sorry.
Is this place real, Mr.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yes. It is real, but we are very far. And I'll look at the portal of, future car. Yes, there it is. Our minds were not made to comprehend it. But we need not.
I can't fathom why we weren't detected. Intruders in this place that we are.
This place is enormous. It's like infinite. It just goes on forever. Well, what are we gonna do? The thing. It's gotta be a beacon of some kind, right? It's gotta tell us where to go. We can't just leave it here, right? Or could we just leave it here on the bridge, go right back through, and we've done our part? We've done our part!
Wait, does this count as returning it?
This doesn't feel like returning it.
No.
Leaving it here on the bridge for anyone to find? Just a stone's throw from the portal?
I suppose that this doesn't end until we parley with Primus himself.
Aren't many directions to go but back or forward. And back's never worked for us. Whether fates thrusted us here as something whirs up behind me.
You are in the middle of your sentence as you hear this very distant and you're all compelled to look by nature of the sound in the opposite direction of the portal, but down this long bridge. And you can see a small thing approaching you. It gets closer and closer, the sound louder and louder and louder and louder, until finally it gets clearer. It's still hundreds of feet away, but it's almost like an hourglass shape. There's a single foot, for lack of a better word, a large orb that seems to be its method of moving. A wheel that can move in any direction. And connected to its waist, a massive head and two arms on either side. At the center of that strange construct, at the top of its head is an eye, a single eye. And this creature, almost like a motorcycle, starts to make its way down the bridge and is approaching you rapidly.
When you say eye, you don't mean like a biological, organic eye. It looks like a mechanical lens.
It is akin to the lens of the eyes of Secundus.
Okay, so it's not like a fleshy eyeball.
It is not like a flesh eyeball.
It's a machine.
It is very clearly construct from top to bottom.
I want to make sure.
No. That's very clear.
Okay.
I spoke too soon. Do I have my anchor or anything? Do I have like my weapons?
You have everything on you.
I'm gonna basically stand in between my friends. Get ready for anything. This thing may try to kill us.
Without getting up, I'm still like splooted like out on the bridge.
I'm
gonna attempt to summon the brutal blade to see if it'll still come to me when I'm not on Evantris.
You're breathing heavy. Your pulse rate is elevated, and you hold your hand out, and you feel the handle, the familiar handle of the brutal blade, shift from nothing and into your hand, and you grip that tightly in your palm.
Just don't destroy it before we know what it wants.
I'd like to call out to it as it approaches when I feel like it's in earshot.
Sure.
We're here to parley with your leader, Primus! We mean you no harm!
It is skipping almost shifting left and right as it continues to beeline towards you as the crow flies.
But we will defend ourselves to the last.
It gets closer and closer and closer, and as it has no mouth, you still hear an emanation of sound that produces a voice very similar to any voice that can speak common, and you hear it. Visitors, hello! Welcome! I am Theozor, 1138. Hello! I am Theozor, 1138. Hello!
Boy, perhaps.
Is it right in front of us now?
I would say that it is about 60 to 80 feet away. It is slowing as it is approaching you, but it is itself sort of rolling as it gets closer. It has these two very simple arms. They're thin. They're simple hinges that make up its its joints, but the large mass of it, of this automaton as it approaches you, gets closer and closer, and you can hear this creature as it calls out, "I am here to aid you. I have been sent. I have been sent by Secundus."
Oh, the other one. Not ours, the other one.
Sent by Secundus. How did it message you? How did he direct you to meet us here?
He has told me to meet you here. I am here for this purpose. I am Theozor, 1138.
Aye, Theozor. I'm Barnabas Treadwake. This Secundus that sent you, did he have a body beneath his head?
Oh, yes.
I knew it.
Was he dispatched to Drakkar in search of the Hexature armament?
I am Theozor, 1138.
It's the other one. Listen to me.
It is likely the other one. There is still time.
He circles once, and he almost forms like a conic shape as he makes sure that he doesn't slip off of the side of the bridge. But he does a quick rotation, and he turns back to you, Barnabas, as you address him. Yes.
What are you? What are you made out of? This is very alien. As someone of the sea, ever-changing, ever-moving creatures and
this is a
strange alien creature. This is a horrible alien machine.
This is a 5-foot-tall hourglass shape that has a very narrow waist and a bulb. A bulb of a wheel shape. It is a perfect sphere, and who knows how it is able to turn, but it's almost got like a cup on the top of it that allows it to shift almost impossibly. This massive eye that stares out at you, and the two arms seem to serve very simple functions. And it spins as it turns to you and looks at you for a moment. I am here for the Hexature armament. Where are you from?
We are from Avantris. I don't know if that's what you call it, but that's what we call it.
It somehow bends, not at the waist, but because of its nature, it can hold onto this larger ball at the bottom of its foot, for lack of a better word, and sort of bow almost, and then comes back up. You are expected. We were told to expect you.
Will you bring us to Primus?
That is not necessary. Primus is very busy. I will take you to Secundus.
I just don't want to stay here. Can we do something? Can we move off this bridge? Please.
I'll kind of be I'm freaking out.
Yeah. No
I'm freaking
shit.
out. But then I kind of take a moment. I think about everything that just recently happened. And kind of my role of becoming chieftain of the Icebound castaways. Or the Icebound?
Formerly the Icebound Castaways.
Formerly Icebound.
Over the last few
Icebound.
years, over the last few days,
important.
Iceborne has been
Iceborne.
established
Oh,
as
great.
you. Oh yeah,
And the Iceborne. But I was never the chieftain of the Iceborne. Taishen was.
that's right.
And so I've gone into defensive stance with this, but I then kind of realize myself as I've, this strange alien world, is I will put my anchor down and I will look at him and say, "Oh well, Theozor, we are in possession of the..."
Theodore 1138.
All right, Theozor.
There are 1,137 other Theozors before me. There are 22,416 Theozors after me.
Jeez.
Oh, well. Mr. 1138, I'll call ye. We are the Iceborne. We hail from Avantris, the land of Jakar, and our chieftain is Mr. Taishen Fireblossom.
You are Taishen. You are the chieftain of the Iceborne.
Yes. Secundus could have sent forces to take it from us, but he sent this to meet with him.
My purpose is to guide you down the bridge with the Hexature armament, so that you can see.
If we follow you down the bridge, does the ground get any wider? Can we get farther away from the edges, please?
Yes, it is not far.
I begin to immediately start inchworming towards this thing, and I don't even hesitate. I don't care if anybody's following me. I start inchworming towards this creature to try to get off this goddamn bridge.
Where does Primus reside? Where does he rule from?
Primus resides in the inner circle of the plane of logic. But he is very busy. He has many responsibilities. Only the great champion that is Secundus can help us.
Champion, my ass.
He is the right hand of Primus.
We follow this.
The other one is the left hand.
They are different hands, different beings. Perhaps we can negotiate with the other one.
Didn't our Secundus say he was the right hand?
No, I think did he say he was the left hand?
No, he said left hand.
Oh,
I-
okay.
They're basically two sides of the same coin. I'm sure they share some sort of weird brain entity. Can we just get a move on?
I'm gonna
just
grab
slowly-
you by your scruff and stand you on your feet.
Go in place now. If I slip, I fall. We're gonna fall forever.
Yes, they are mirror images of each other. I believe the word is chiral.
If they meant us harm, we'd be harmed. At the very least, we have a rare opportunity to get a better understanding of what we're dealing with here. There's no going back. I think we follow Theosaurus to this other Secundus, and maybe we can strike a bargain with it.
Theosaur 1138.
Oh, sorry. You probably don't know a lot of words.
I know all of the words.
All right, well, Mr. Fireblossom, I thought Theosaurus was a good, great, fantastic, excellent name.
Oh, it felt good in the moment. I thought maybe you'd enjoy it as a differentiator from the 21,000 other Theosaurs.
What I would enjoy is finishing my purpose so that I can get another purpose. Can we get the Hexature armament to the end of the bridge where it will be received? And then the plane of logic will have it, and we will be whole again and no longer destroyed.
Is that your full and complete mission, to escort us to the end of the bridge and bring this Hexature armament to Secundus?
Yes, until I receive another mission.
Then we will walk with you.
I do not walk. I have this rolling ball foot.
Man, this guy's the worst. We will travel with you.
That is acceptable.
Let us proceed then.
I will.
This must be the Triad's will. I'm holding onto it tight. I don't hand it over. I just got it.
As you move, you notice that the portal comes with you.
Oh, it is like truly locked.
wow.
It is
It's a fixed
quantumly locked
Wow.
in its emanation, and as you look behind you, you realize that should you need to, you'd be able to jump right back and return to Drakkar.
Do we see a specific point in Drakkar, or is it like
Does the portal move?
Like, is it a really low
Oh, that's
res
really cool.
suggested
That's
image
really
of
cool.
Drakkar?
Mage border.
if we drag our mouse over, does it turn into a gold hand that we can right click on to like
No.
load, and then we see a load?
Derek doesn't know what you're talking about.
No. The
never
waypoint
know.
itself does not move in Drakkar, and so you are presented with the same vision of the living quarters
Okay.
Oh, so we don't
as
see
you
the
as
biting
you shift
bastion.
forward instead
I
of
was like, all of a
of
sudden it's
no,
like
no,
the,
no, no,
like
we're
the
not.
coordinates of X and
No,
Y.
no, there's no
Like,
super positioning between realms. That's not what we're implying. That's not what we're implying, damn it.
Oh man, I just want to portal to Dalaran, you know what I mean? That's so low res.
You start to make your way and push forward, and as uncertain as this feels and as strange and alien as it feels, weaving back and forth as he is, the creature that is Theazor 11338 leads you down the bridge, and you trek for perhaps 30 to 40 minutes.
Huh?
Not too long. Not too bad. What feels like a short jaunt compared to the journeys that you've had to take in Drakkar, certainly. Where sometimes to reach your next destination of food, or to cross around a mountain pass, or these are things that can take days or weeks. But at the end of this bridge, you realize that it was hard to perceive from the angle that you were at. There is a broad, flat circle, its own cog, slowly turning, but without any teeth to interlock with. This seems to be some sort of a center, for you can see like spurs or like spokes, thank you, of a wheel. There are connection points that lead elsewhere. Not all of them heading on the same flat plane, but up and down in all directions.
I start to get my footing as soon as this, like, the ground widens a bit, and I don't feel like I'm going to be cast off into the infinite abyss. Okay, all right. We're off the bridge. I feel a little bit better. Now what? Now where to? You look. We're not just going to give up this armament until we know that we can go home and everybody's going to part ways and everyone's safe and everything returns to normal.
Well, now that we are here and not on the bridge, it is safer, and we will be able to exchange.
Exchange? Okay, well, what do we... That makes it sound like we're getting something in return.
One moment.
I just wait. I stare at this creature.
His, for lack of a better word, lid, like, lowers and is like what would be a pupil in this strange construct eye, like, lifts up for a moment.
He's thinking. I think he's thinking.
And then it comes back down and he looks at you. So goodness will be here soon.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Very well. Do I see any kind of thing that looks like the inner circle that he referred to? Where Primus would be?
Oh, you're thinking about the yes, he did refer to some sort of like an inner circle of the plane of logic, and maybe you assume that this is it. Does it feel like the center of all things? It's hard to tell where you are in a plane as chaotic, not chaotic, alien as this, jumbled. You wait for a moment, and there's a moment of what you can only assume is communication. And suddenly, a beam of light hits the center of this massive stone, almost feeling cylinder that you stand upon. something that must interact with the larger plane. And from the top, you look and you see the complete form of Secundus, a perfect being. Beautiful and metallic and chrome as he drops down, his arms extended out on either side of him. The weapon that you recognize he had with him, this strong, tall lance, floating, not touching his fingers, but floating to another side as his legs dangle, and he starts to come down to land into the center. And you see his eyes and his grill flare, and you hear his voice call out,
"We have returned to the plane of logic. You have brought the Hexature armament to me to make my plane whole. Look at it. Look at its majesty. Look at the orchestration, the coordination in all directions. It is gorgeous. It is glorious. Rational, logical, perfect."
You hear these words emanate from what you can only assume is the restored form of Secundus.
And we are prepared to leave it, to return it to you, in exchange for the guarantee that our world will remain unharmed.
Your world will not be harmed.
And unchanged.
There are threats beyond these worlds. Primus, his purpose for me, beyond finding the Hexature armament, his purpose for this world goes deeper than returning that what was stolen from us. If it is logical, and if it is just, change is inevitable.
You wish to change all planes of existence to match your own? Is this what you speak?
Only where there is illogic. Only where there is weakness. Only where there is that which would destroy us from within. You have seen it, have you not? Look around you. If Drakkar could function in this way, would it not be prepared for any evil? Would not survival be a simple problem? The right amount of food for all people. The right amount of fuel. We can show you.
What do you know of Drakkar?
I have seen enough. I have traveled the wilderness. I have gone to the highest mountain peaks. I have touched that infernal thing. That thing that was at the top of the mountain. The thing that filled me with shame and horror. So much emotion. And I know that change is required in order for us to correct the error, to correct what is needed. With the Hexature armament, we can show Primus, and we can make the mortal planes as beautiful and as brilliant as this world.
Yorni, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm starting to think we made a severe mistake. See, now we can't leave until he has that thing. He'll take it by force, and our hands are tied.
You are the Secundus that we have known.
I am. The other one was weak, stupid. And he didn't calculate it correctly. He didn't go to the right place. I did. Me! And that's what Primus, that's my purpose. That's why I'm here.
Is this who you serve? And I'll look at Theozor.
He was the one who gave me my purpose.
Is Secundus restored? Showing emotion?
Seems like
That's what we're seeing.
Seems like it.
And he's like floating in like a beam of light with his massive staff.
He probably thinks he's greater than Primus.
This is a problem.
We're in trouble.
He didn't get cured.
I am looking. Okay, so I'm looking at Yorn. I've just kind of like whispered this thing to Yorn, kind of as an aside. I am looking at this perfect being, and I'm also looking over my shoulder at the portal, and I'm calculating how fast I can run. Because I'm worried that we're about to get vaporized, like actually vaporized. I don't want to rush you, but I feel like we have to make some decisions here pretty quickly here, Yorn. Okay.
Your mind is not acting logical, is it not?
I am acting perfectly logical. I am a rational being. I dislike that question. I am pulling emotion out.
I look back at the portal too.
You can see on my face that I'm like calculating my distance and how fast I run. Like you can tell. You can tell this girl's about to cut and run.
I do not believe the Triad will this. Perhaps it was too soon. Perhaps we must prepare for war.
We came to restore the Hexature armament to the Primus, to a true perfect being, to restore this plane, but you are still corrupted with emotion. You pull it out, but you delight in the failure of your
I'm not
counterpart.
corrupted by emotion. Stop saying that.
Look at you. With no control.
Just because you don't understand, I have perfect control. I am the essence of control, the spirit of control. And if you hand over the Hexature armament, I will ensure its delivery to Primus. I will ensure that this plane is restored. We will correct this error.
You aren't fit to wield it. You have failed at every turn. You'll fail at this. We won't give you the Hexature armament.
Shan, are you sure you know what you're saying here, buddy?
Aye, that's right.
Oh, God.
Mr. 1138, like I told him, we were here to parlay with the number one of this place.
If you could take this from us, you would have done it when we got here. We've had the Hexature armament for months. You have no idea the power we've unlocked. You have no idea what we could bring to bear now that it is home. In its true place of power. Could we tear you apart? Could we unmake you with the thing that powered your being?
Alright, Taishan, I'm really appreciating this newfound confidence, but you need to shut the fuck up! Shut up! You don't know what you're saying!
Aye, that lad, that's our teaching of the Iceborne! That's right!
You watch as this being lowers himself through pure thought down, and his feet touch the surface of this metallic stone-like field that you find yourself on, and he grips his weapon, this impossibly long staff.
Spear of Longinus.
A spear. Exactly correct. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Eddie. That's
so
fucking
fucked.
badass.
We are so fucked.
And he looks at you and he goes,
Damn it! I'm trying to do the right thing here. I'm gonna get the Hexature armament back to Primus. That's my purpose. You're ruining everything. Listen to me. You hand it over, And then we correct that error. And then we go back to Drakkar. And we stop all of the emotion from happening. And then we stop this! You stop this! You stop this!
He screams. And you're suddenly feeling yourself pushed, and there's a shattering moment. As all of a sudden the floor,
I'm fucking
the
running.
floor falls out from underneath you. The bridge turns and disintegrates. Theo bursts into bright yellow light. You watch as he becomes a silhouette of himself as everything turns into brightness.
What have we done?
Suddenly, you find yourself outside of your home in the district of Drakkar. And that's where we'll take a quick break.
Oh, jeez.
What? What? Can I get a script? What the fuck is going on?
When the long working day uptown is over, all the subway lines wrap around the world. I carry myself up the stairs and pull the covers closer, chasing the dream that I might find myself again. When a memory is a time machine, whispers quiet but defiantly, it's time to leave. When a memory is a time machine, fly you on its wings from your history to what might yet be a reason to believe.
You find yourselves outside, and suddenly the biting cold hits you as you realize that in a moment, in a flash, in a outburst, you've been pushed out of the plane of logic through the portal and collapse outside of your residence. The space that you were in moments ago, even the fire is left behind you as you crunch into the cold hard pack of Drakkar to the streets of the district that the Iceborn now call home. He's looking around, blinking for a moment. You realize ogres, the many remaining ogres of your tribe, Taishan, that you are chief of, are walking around carrying goods, carrying lumber. They're organized. They're working in near perfect unison as they transform your district. They're clearing snow, they're carrying lumber, they're repairing homes. Every ogre has a job, and each ogre performs it mindfully. One cuts meat, while another patiently cooks the rationed amount to keep the tribe strong without wasting food. Even snow around you falls in perfect, straight, vertical lines.
Oh, God.
As you wake up to Argentholm all around you.
So we're just standing there, and we were just in.
I don't even think you're standing there. I think that you are like
On
the cobblestone,
scattered.
like dropped down, and it is only in this moment that you are picking yourself up and taking in these details.
Oh my God, we're alive!
We're back.
Sound off! Scrim's good!
Hi,
Yeah?
I'm here.
You're near?
Oh, no! Already so soon. Is the Hexature armament with us, or is it gone?
Looking around, you do not see it in your immediate vicinity, nor do you see a portal. You seem now to have just been thrust back into Drakkar. There doesn't appear to be an artifact at your feet. There is no opening or way back to the plane of logic. You seem to have been shoved through the outburst of Secundus back to your home.
We don't have the armament.
Correct.
Oh.
I'm gonna sit up. Ah! Ah! Wow. Wow. We made it back.
Did we? This can't be right. This is strange. What's happening? The snow falling in perfect line? Like ogres operating in unison without issue?
Something's not right. Mr. Yornir, is this real?
We failed.
But this doesn't make sense. How could they have done this so fast? They needed the armament to do this. To bring a force here.
And they have it now. It is gone. It is gone.
Well, I mean, you know, the thing's powerful. What if it's just instant? What if the moment that Secundus got his hands on it for real, just made this happen? And we don't even know what we're dealing with here.
Perhaps that's how powerful the artifact was. Perhaps all he needed was an instant.
Looking around, everything is in order. The houses, the doors face each other at regular intervals, perfectly, up and down the street. any irregularities, the damage and the history, the stories that they told of the long centuries of change and livid-inness that has happened over all of that time, erased. They are now, you watch as ogres quickly and with precision are working the faces of these buildings and making them like cookie-cutter duplicates of one another as you continue to have this conversation.
Well, while we're having this conversation, I'm gonna like hold my hand out and just like let some snow like rest in my hand. Does it feel like packable?
Yes.
Is it dry?
It's right in the middle is the answer to that question. When you let the snowflakes land on your hand, they fall directly. And when they land, they hit your you're used to a lot of snow by now, and the different shapes of those snowflakes has always been distinct. Each one of them feels identical on your hand, a perfect sphere with a few spokes. Perfect sphere with a few spokes. Perfect sphere with a few spokes, each one hitting your hand. As you crunch them down, even your hand, when it makes this shape, doesn't pack them in hand form. It crunches down into a perfect little cube, crunching into a snowball. Well, not a snowball, a snow cube.
I mean, you read my mind. Basically, as this conversation is happening, I'm listening, but I was gonna try to like build a little snowball and like set it on the ground and like see what happens over time if I can like disrupt the perfect like level that the way the snow is and just observe.
By
I'm like stunned.
By nature of doing this action, you shape the snow and turn the cube into a perfect sphere. And putting that sphere down, you watch it. And snow continues to fall. Sure, something like this, perhaps, might be permitted.
I'm kind of imagining like it's the snow from a Coca-Cola Christmas ad in like the suburbs in a perfect subdivision, and like the snow's coming down.
They only had one
perfectly
snowflake model.
for like perfectly for the advertising to buy more Coca-Cola and drink it at in wintertime.
No.
There's no way. We were warned of armies of metal men, were we not, Mr. Yornir? If he could do this just with a wave of his hand and a beam of light, what need was there for all of that?
Doesn't make any sense.
Nothing that we have been told is accurate or true or anything. Everyone is telling us different things or lying to us or how do we know? How do we know any of it's real or true?
Maybe we've lost time. That's happened before.
We will get answers, Mr. Fireblossom.
Time may have passed while we were in the plane of logic. Perhaps the war is over.
I look around. There wouldn't happen to be like a small ogre child running by, would there? It's Christmas Day! Don't beat me to it!
Oh, sorry.
Is there a small ogre child? Just
you-
perhaps strolling by? Not running. Of course not running. They're definitely not skipping.
You know what? For the sake of 12:26 a.m., yeah, there is.
You! Small child! What day is it?
It is the... It's the 13th day of the third month. The day before winter's end.
Do I know what day we left? I have no idea. Andy has no idea. I'm
When
trying
you
to, like,
when you left?
Yeah, I'm trying
When we
to,
went
trying
through
to
the portal.
discern if there is like
What day
time
do you
if we've
think
lost
today
time.
is?
Yeah.
That's a great question. And perhaps something that I could have teed up a little earlier. But it is the eve of the first day of spring. It is the 13th day before the 14th of the month. And it is the third month of the year. The next day is technically the equinox, shifting into spring.
And is this the same day we walked through the portal? Or
You-
is this like 3 weeks
You would have
later?
known that, and Yornir would especially have known
Okay,
that.
so this is the same day.
So we've lost no time.
We've lost no
You've
time.
lost no time. In fact, it feels like seconds have gone by, aside from the strange transformation that consumed the living area and turned all of your furniture into Minecraft-style cubes, and then shifted you into this space.
Oh, so that means tomorrow is winter's end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he said. So as I go from this like cheery like young child, as soon as he says this, I just grumpy, and my furrow my brow. No, we didn't lose any time.
Good purpose. He waves and he continues on his way, clearly endeavoring to achieve some job or task that he's been assigned as you continue your conversation.
Bah humbug.
Winter's end. It's tomorrow. Unless a year has passed. I want to look up at the mountains and see, do they look like the visions that I've had where they're perfectly like, they're like perfect, right?
Oh yes.
Oh no!
Like as far as the eye can see, I look at the horizon.
You look at the horizon, and it's
It's like a kindergartner's, you know, just like
It's-
spiky points.
it's Playmobil.
No.
It's a pyramid still, but it's like it is constructed almost like a ziggurat, where instead of even coming to a point, it shapes down in stairs and jaggy cliffs. As you look around, and you can see that the land itself has been transformed into orderliness.
You mentioned I saw a bunch of ogres doing work. Do I see Manius?
Yeah, Manny is at the end of the street. He seems to be at the intersection, the crossroads, where the street terminates and the larger thoroughfare that leads out to Argentholm stands.
Come with me. Manius will know the last time he saw us. If it's been a year, he can tell us if we haven't been seen in that time. But
Yeah.
if it's been a day or hours, let's talk to him.
You all race up and make your way over to Manny, and moments later, you confront the face of the ogre that at one time thought that you were consumed with the madness, and then was transformed into his more natural state, no longer suspended by the magic of Sophaleth. And he looks at you. Oh! Hello. Taishen. How are you? I'm here. I'm directing the rest of our tribe.
Manius. Manny, when's the last time you saw us?
Oh, a few hours ago, I think. It has been some time. How are you? Is
What
everything...
happened since you saw us last? What's happened all around us? The snow falls strangely. Everything works orderly, the mountains and the range.
Nothing has happened. We have found our purpose. We have found peace. We have found orderliness. Since you delivered the Hexature armament to its plane, everything has been just as it should be.
Did Secundus come here? Did he bring a legion? Did he do something?
No. No, he... Secundus. He is a very powerful and terrific champion of the plane of logic. Primus should be proud of him. But he is not here. How are you? What
Primus should be ashamed.
what
of
is your
Secundus.
purpose?
My purpose? Manny, I'm your chieftain. I'll ask the questions.
Oh, yes. How can I be of service?
Why do you think the Primus should be proud of Secundus? As Barnabas asked.
He was the one who calculated where the Hexature armament was, unlike that other one.
Then he spent his entire time here as a head, failing again and again.
Hey, that's right, Mr. Fire Blossom.
He was terrible. We had to walk the Hexature armament back. He was completely ineffective.
If I recall correctly, Mr. Fire Blossom, didn't that pile of scrap metal almost get defeated by a couple of ice bugs?
I think just a couple of ice bugs.
Logically, I feel the ends justify the means.
He didn't even. We brought the Hexature armament into the plane of logic. He didn't even greet us.
At the end of the day, doesn't it matter that we all found peace and order? Doesn't it matter that we all are? Look around you. We are able to survive now. We had limited resources, and yet, with collaboration and cooperation, we were able to become whole.
Manius, it doesn't make any sense that you feel that way. You were like that once before. You were controlled. You were kept like stock. You were kept protected.
I was
fed and safe.
Yes, my mind was controlled by mind-eating beasts. That was terrible.
Why do you sound like this now? You sound different.
This is not the same.
Manny!
It's not even close.
What's going on?
It's not even close.
Hey! Why do you sound like that?
How come every time you're controlled by some form of beast, you become eloquent?
Yeah, what's going on here?
I missed this side of you, Manny. Could you say, of course?
Of course.
What's going on here?
Manny, we gave you freedom, and you were happy. You chose that. With your ogre kin, you chose to remain here.
I'm freer now than I ever have been, because I understand the tasks that are before me. I understand what it is to do. I can master those things. I can do a perfect job. That is what freedom is.
Then knock that building over.
That building deserves to stand there. Look, it is a perfect duplicate of its opposite.
No, it doesn't. You just said you have freedom. Knock that building over.
I'm not going to do that. I have freedom to say no.
Oh, he kind of got you there.
But I'm your chieftain. I'm directing you.
Do I have to?
It's up to you, Manny. It's your choice.
You dare question an order of the chieftain of the Iceborn?
You're right. You're right. I shouldn't let emotion get involved.
You can throw that building out of order and make it ridiculous?
It just doesn't seem very logical, does it? Why are you asking me to do that?
It's not at all. It's a crazy thing to do.
I don't want to do crazy things. I want to make sure that we're whole and protected, and that we do everything in an orchestrated manner, and that everything is good and fine all of the time.
Oh, you know, you're right, Mr. Fire Blossom. I don't think he could do that. I think that that's what the other Secundus would do.
I think you're right, Barnabas. I think that's what the other Secundus would do.
That doesn't sound like the other Secundus at
all. Guys, I never thought I'd say this, but I miss when Manny sounded like he had a traumatic brain injury. What happened, Manny? It's like they fixed your brain too well.
I am only fixed because of the order that exists in this place, thanks to your return of the Hexature armament.
But doesn't that mean that you're not you anymore?
No. Of course. I will say I feel like myself, but perfecter.
I do not understand. How?
Makes no sense.
Why are we not changed? Why do I feel this despair? We are unaffected, and you... What do you know of the Hexature armament?
Despair is the feeling that is preventing you from perfection, Yornir. Like me, if you are able to extract emotions, you will be able to shed these feelings and get back to your own purpose in life.
Is this a trick? You are right, none of this is making sense.
It's possible we were in the presence of the armament when the change occurred. And so we were protected?
If this is an illusion, we must attempt to break past it.
It's in this moment that you look up the street of those crossroads, down the long thoroughfare, and you can see Sigdis standing in all of her majesty, platinum blonde hair, tall, muscular build, tight-fitting dress, as she walks down through the perfect curve of that street. And at her side, you see Daisy, who also is walking, and they're conversing, smiling, making their way towards you.
If I see Daisy, I would immediately start running towards her. Hey! Hey, kid! Hey, we're over here! We're back!
She waves, and by the time you reach her, you're able to interact with her hand code.
Hey! Oh my gosh!
Scrim, how are you?
we're having a pretty weird day, I'm not gonna lie. Things are going pretty strangely. Is everything alright? Sigdis, good to see you again.
Hi, I have something to talk about with our chieftain, if you don't mind.
No, of course I don't mind. Get out of here. Go.
She makes her way, and you find yourself alone with Daisy for this in this moment. Isn't it wonderful?
Could you be a little more specific?
You returned the Hexature armament, did you not?
Yeah, that was the plan. I think we did. We don't have it anymore, so yeah, we returned it.
Since you have, everything has been better than I could have imagined.
What do you mean, like, better? What?
The tribes are all getting along. Everyone is coordinating. The dwarves are pulling up the elements from the earth, making the weapons that we need in order to expand and take care of ourselves, to repair this broken city. And the orcs, they're able to grow trees faster and quicker than before. One after the other, each one like the last. We have firewood, we have food.
But what about the snow? Isn't that, you don't think that's weird? You don't think it's weird the way this it's fallen? I tried to shape the snow earlier and it was just kind of like a cube. That doesn't make any sense. It's not natural.
What doesn't make sense is weird. What doesn't make sense is anything feeling weird in the first place. That was always the problem. Don't you understand? Don't you understand?
No, you're not making any sense. I think back to also a long time ago when I had asked one of the ogres to take a piece of metal from a chain and twist it and bend it into a circular ring as a piece of jewelry.
Yeah.
That I gifted to Daisy. It was certainly not perfect in any way. It was a twisted piece of metal that was, more or less supposed to represent, the losing the bonds and repurposing it into the freedom of choice, all that Barnabas good stuff. Hey, look, change the topic. Do you still have the gift that I gave you all those weeks or months ago?
I think I could put my hands on it if I needed to find it, but I don't have it on me. It doesn't matter. It's not important.
What? What do you mean it's not important?
My importance now is what I can do to help the community around me. My importance now is my purpose. I am a human, and like the other humans, we are working with Ket to develop our psionic abilities so that we can do even more. It's so simple. Don't you see how easy it is for us to grow and to learn? You can do that too. I can show you. It's just a thing. Like, a gift is just an object. It's certainly not important in the
the scheme of everything that's going on. It's just an object. But what it represents was important. That was your growth and my growth and all of our growth as we escaped the bonds of the horrible things that were happening in Olgerton. And
It was the shape of metal. And it doesn't make me stronger. It doesn't make me use my abilities any better. Those things, those strengths, are what are going to help us survive. Don't you see that? That's the only rational way to look at it.
you're not Daisy.
Make a insight check.
I utterly fail.
She looks like Daisy. She gestures like Daisy. And as you are confronted with the words that she's signing to you, it is hard to differentiate. It feels so real. The cold doesn't feel the right kind of cold, that same biting cold that digs into your skin when you're starving and begging for warmth. And her messages to you, the way that she's communicating with you, don't have the same texture. And it's a very strange thing as you start to feel like she's almost as alien to you as the metal bridge and a sky full of machinery.
I start to take a couple steps back towards the direction of my friends and where Sigdus has started to walk to.
Stay. Where are you going? We can talk through. You have lots of important things to show everyone, and we can all work together.
I know that the piece of jewelry was just a twisted piece of iron. Don't you forget, there's beauty in imperfections.
I have a perfect memory. I remember when you gave it to me.
And I'm just gonna keep taking like steps
You
backwards.
start to walk back, and it's in this moment that Sigdus approaches you, Taishan.
When she's a little out of earshot, but she's walking up, I'll just say to Yornir, You think this is an illusion? How do you think we break it?
I do not know. It is the only hope I have, but even if the world was turned to order, how does Manius know things he should not? Does he know of a second Secundus?
How would he know of the Primus? That's not a word ever spoken in front of him.
If tomorrow is winter's end, where was the war? Where was the war?
Yeah, things aren't right about this place.
I don't think the ogres would trade after trading one master for another, to then finally be freed again to trade it for a third.
No, I don't think they chose this.
But in a world ruled by logic, does it matter? If this was real, and if it is, perhaps this is how we would all feel.
Maybe they're in there. Maybe there's a part of them that we can reach, fighting against it. The part that begs for freedom. They've tasted before. The part of them that's human. Or not automaton.
Taishan,
To that, maybe.
Barnabas, Yornir, it is good to see you again. Your purpose has been served. I understand that you have returned the Hexature armament. Now, we are here, in Argentholm. We have a hard year in front of us, thanks to my earlier emotional choices. But I've truly changed thanks to your efforts. not just through your mercy, but in inviting logic into this realm. How can I help you find your next purpose?
So you have changed too. There's a part of me that hoped you were strong enough to resist against it.
There is not a resistance against logic. It is like saying that the world is not real because you close your eyes. To pretend that our emotions make any difference one way or the other is foolish. Now I see. By acting rationally, I can truly free myself from those emotional decisions. Isn't that what you wanted? For us to be free from those rageful thoughts? For wrath to no longer dominate? I'm free now. And the tribes are getting along better than ever. Everything is going to work out. Do you see?
I'll take a couple steps towards her and kind of like put my hands around her arms. Sigdis, I didn't want your wrath to go away. I wanted it to not rule in your heart in place of love. I didn't want... You sought to protect the people of this land from invaders. You sought to unite the tribes. You did it through blood and fire. But you fought once against an invading horde that sought to take what was yours. You took up arms against this army once before. You can do it now. You can fight against what they've done to you. The tribes are not united. The tribes no longer exist. They are not themselves. You are not yourself. But like before, I believe you're in there.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
She's a dragon, right?
She is. Oh my god.
She is!
It finally matters.
She's a dragon! Finally! After all these years.
Bro. 20.
Nice.
Well done.
You're doing it, Taishan. You're doing it.
She's explaining to you every reason why it would be easier or more successful or better to lose emotion completely. And somehow your sympathy, your kind words, the way you framed them, hits her. And she... That's not fair! That's not what I'm... No. That's not what this is all about. We're not gonna get rageful. I'm not angry. Are you angry? I'm not mad. Stop being a... No.
Sigdis, we walked through your life together.
I'm not...
You and I.
Trying...
Once. There in the hut with Castan, cowered in the corner, as he set the rules, as he pushed you to the side.
Yes.
When the Dragonborn came and tried to take your land from you.
And it all would have been better if he hadn't been angry. If I hadn't got angry.
And then the woman of the woods held the yoke of the mountains.
That's not... Don't you see that we're free of that now? Don't you see why you're trying to drudge up all of these emotions?
And after years, thousands of years, you fought, finally free, only to have once more an invading horde try to take the reins, try to take your freedom.
Make another persuasion check at advantage.
I'm watching.
Hot damn.
I'm watching with pride, as I'm just kind of, aye, lad, aye, and it's almost like a maniacal grin.
Okay.
It's coming from my
And
face. And that's,
Yornir, you are doing what? And Scrim, you are actually backing up into this. So I want to hear what you're doing as Taishen continues to push Sigdus.
I would have stepped away from this. And I would just be standing there, feeling the way that I do, and kind of looking between Manius, just very, logically ordering around the ogres, watching this happen, and watching the interaction between the princess, or between Sigdus and Taishen. And just kind of, at least for now, taking it all in and trying to grapple with what could possibly be happening right now.
Scrim.
I will have kind of backed up into what is happening, and I guess I would think that if I hear Sigdus raise her voice even a little bit, it would probably
Daisy's just sort of
jar
keeping
me.
up with you, but
Yeah.
you are hearing this moment of outburst. What do you get, Base?
I don't know about you, but that would make me very angry. And I rolled a 30. Well, I got a 30.
She doesn't articulate her emotions in words, but instead you watch as the Princess of Wrath reemerges. The dragon that presents itself in front of you after she shifts and transforms is whole, healthy, strong, complete, and top to bottom made of ice and rage as she screams and takes off into the skies, immediately unleashing a massive burst of ice that slams into the side of buildings and screams. You can see that all of the orderly kobolds and humans and ogres and others that are standing around you as they watch this outburst are shocked and horrified by this event that you have been able to produce by pushing and pushing and pushing those emotional buttons that you know exist within Sigdus, despite her claims of rationality and logic. And she starts to swim and soar around the neighborhood, covering buildings, collapsing buildings with her rageful, screaming roar.
Oh, I don't think Secundus is gonna like this very much.
Hi, lad! That's our chieftain!
I sure hope this is an illusion now, or some kind of fabrication.
Hey, that's why Fuzhou sent you on this quest. Cause you know, princess, know that you must rage. It's who you are, it's whom you've always been.
You are screaming into the heavens as she continues to almost follow your command. You know she might not be able to hear you, but she is doing exactly that. And in this moment, Daisy races up. What have you done? This isn't the orderly way. You pushed her into emotion. Look at the destruction that you've caused. This isn't what the Hexature armament, what the plane of logic would want.
No! This isn't what you would want! You're not thinking right! You're not acting like yourself! This is crazy! We don't want to be orderly! I don't want to be perfect! You know me! I'm the least perfect creature that's ever existed! I've been nothing but a ball of anxiety and fear my entire life! I don't want to be perfect! And the Daisy that I know wouldn't want me to be perfect either!
Don't you want to be free of that emotion? Don't you want to be free of fear? Don't you want to not look behind your shoulder? Don't you want to not be free of all of the horrors that we've seen? The grief that I feel for my sister? Gone. So easy to swipe away when you see it.
No! I've spent my entire life running! And you know what? Being stuck on this stupid continent has done anything for me. It's forced me to embrace the fear. I'm never gonna live without it. Every day I wake up terrified. But I still get up and I put my feet on the floor and I embrace it. That's what it means to be free.
She starts to shake her head, left and right. And it doesn't feel like Daisy. It feels mechanical. All of the people around you, looking up, are watching as Sigdis erupts in emotion and starts to destroy the city, but all their arms cast a finger in almost the same way, and it feels like things are starting to collapse. And when she turns to you, she looks and she says, her mouth opens and a voice emanates from within her mouth as she says,
You do not understand. You are another one that must be corrected. You are imperfect, emotional, illogical.
and as these words are uttered, everything around you crashes again and shatters in the same way as when you were in the plane of logic. Or were you?
What? Or were we? What in the hell?
Double, quadruple bait and switch!
Oh no! Oh no! We wake up in an insane asylum. We're in straitjackets.
Keep it in game.
By the gods.
Blinking. You find yourselves in the living quarters of the domicile that was gifted to you by Sigdis. And you realize that you're back. Back to the moment just after you attempted to communicate with the being known as Secundus. You're leaning forward, just as you were moments ago, Taishen, holding on to the now dormant head of Secundus. Turning it, you see that the eyes are blank. And you have returned.
Not understand.
Oh, guys, nothing is real. Nothing is real. Nothing is real.
We're back to maybe it was a vision. He never sent us to the plane.
You have had time with the Hexature armament, and it is no longer glowing, but inexorably it continues to turn. Very slowly, shifting one face of this strange artifact against the other. And you're beginning to understand what it is. It is a artifact of infinite energy, but it is also the compression of a plane of existence that cannot grapple with things like emotion. Secundus certainly is corrupted. And you find yourself staring at an artifact that might similarly be as anathema to reality as Secundus is. But you've delved deeper than anyone that you are aware of into this artifact's mysteries. Even more so than Sophalith, who extracted nothing but power to fuel his ship. Or Whisperfang, who wanted to use it for his own arcane means. And in this moment, you finally attune to the Hexature armament.
What?
Like like mechanically?
Mechanically, every one of you uses a attunement slot.
Oh.
They're all identical.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I just want you all to have a copy. As you suddenly feel this shift. In the reality of Drakkar, no time has passed. You experience this vision, and it is the sort of the logical counterpoint of the auroras that have burdened you throughout your journeys through Drakkar. But now you have access to the tools that you need in order to truly gather your allies and open the portal in order to return the Hexature armament. For it is obvious that such an artifact and such a being like Secundus has no place in the mortal realm. And that's where we'll take, not a break, that's where we'll end tonight's session. Because I think picking up here and figuring out where we go next is the right move.
We got a lot to read here.
All right.
We got to read all this.
Great session.
Thanks for running the session. Holy
That was
moly.
awesome.
Whoa!
That's a lot of
Before we
words.
end the session, Derek, could you read,
Good
if
thing
you don't
I'm
mind?
not.
I'm just going to say
Do you
this
have
for
one?
next-
Do you have a copy?
We're going
save
to
it?
read this out loud. I think that it's meaningful for listeners to understand the rules. So, instead of ending tonight's session with a fade to black, I would propose that we take a moment to read the artifact for everyone, and then we'll jump into Evantress and Chill.
Okay.
What do you say?
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I would love
You're
to.
the GM, bro.
I would love
give you
to
time to
hear
set up
your
too,
experience
yeah.
as players, but
I did pre-set up today. So.
as
look at
characters,
you.
now have access to the artifact's full abilities, and that is what that feels like.
Look at the big brain on Reg.
And I'm really fucking proud of this.
Oh,
Well,
did
then do the honors.
I haven't read a word yet. I haven't read a word. I was waiting to experience it all together.
Okay.
You know,
It's-
it's
I couldn't
a
help
long
myself.
one.
I got my
It's a
eyes
long
drawn
one.
to the chart. I
Let's
couldn't
let's
help
do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Do you have a copy?
I do.
Okay.
Hexature armament, wondrous artifact, requires special attunement. Two flawless mirrored hexagonal prisms rotate slowly and eternally against one another. Each face reflects like a freshly polished mirror with edges, corners, and vertices crafted to impossible precision. The Hexature armament draws its power from the plane of logic. It is the aggregate of that realm's force and its source. Doctrine, command, hierarchy, certainty, planar machinery, and the inexorable will of the whole domain is compressed into a single object. Damn. Special attunement. Up to 6 creatures may attune to the Hexature armament at one time. Attuning to it requires 8 uninterrupted hours spent in physical contact with the artifact. I am waiving that. You are now attuned. While attuned to the armament, you have 3 charges. You can expend these charges to use the armament's powers, and your charges cannot be expended by another attuned creature. You can expend your charges only while you are within 1 mile of the armament. You regain all expended charges when you finish a long rest. First feature, the axis of equilibrium. When you roll a die, you can expend 1 charge to replace the number you roll with the armament's equilibrium value for that die. Or, when you roll on a random table, you can expend 1 charge to roll twice and choose either result. If you roll a d4, it's a 2, d6, 3, d8, 4, d10, 5, and so on. Those are the equilibrium values. Once you use this axis, until you finish a short or long rest, your mind rejects imbalance. Whenever you roll a die, the result is replaced by the armament's equilibrium value. By using it, you will change. Axis of inference. When you hit with the attack action on your turn, and listen closely, Barnabas, when you hit with the attack action on your turn, you can expend 1 charge. Until the end of your turn, whenever you hit with the attack action, you can take 1 additional attack action. Once you use this axis, until you finish a short or long rest, every result becomes the premise for the next. When you succeed on a d20 test, add 1d4 to the next d20 test you make. When you fail a d20 test, subtract 1d4 from the next d20 test you make. The Axis of Power. When you cast a level 1+ spell by expending a spell slot, you can expend 1 charge to expend more than 1 spell slot to cast it. Add the levels of all expended spell slots together to determine the spell's effective level. For example, you can expend 3 level 1 spell slots to cast a spell at level 3, or 2 level 5 spell slots to cast a spell at effective level 10. If the spell requires concentration...
Let's fucking go!
I beg your pardon.
Oh my god!
There's a level 10?
No. Presumably, add up all of your spell slots and just blow them all.
I only get 2, but this 10. That's 10, baby.
I got like 15. I got like
What is
15
10?
slots. What does level 10 do?
If the spell requires concentration and its effective level is higher than 9, the DC for any Constitution saving throw you make to maintain concentration on that spell increases by 1 for each effective spell level above 9.
Damn.
Once you use this axis, until you finish a short or long rest, every action becomes a closed equation. You can have neither disadvantage or advantage on d20 tests, and you cannot add extra dice to subtract or add extra dice from your d20 rolls, such as from Bless, Bane, Bardic Inspiration, or similar effects, except for the d4 added or subtracted by the Axis of Inference. Axiomatic Current. As a magic action, you can expend 1 charge to cause the Hexiture armament to emit an invisible emanation of planar force. Dormant creatures, objects, mechanisms native to or created by the plane of logic within 1 mile are powered for 24 hours and can resume their intended function. This force serves as motive law rather than healing. It sustains function but does not restore hit points, repair damage, alter allegiance, or compel obedience. And finally, because it is a capital A artifact, destroying the artifact. The Hexiture armament is impervious to damage and cannot be destroyed or altered by ordinary force, spellcraft, or divine command. However, it can be destroyed if it is left in the innermost storm of the plane of chaos for 100 years, where no laws of shape, order, or consequence remain stable.
Oh, it's full circle! We get to take you to the Maelstrom.
100 years?
That is crazy.
Boys, we're going back to Limbo! 3 campaigns at Limbo!
What a crazy fucking... This is wild.
Oh my god.
I'm ready to fuck to go like to fuck
ready
up some
to fuck.
slotting. I'm ready to fuck.
Yeah.